let's talk about remakes. Now, this is a popular and contested topic right now in the gaming industry because we're seeing constant remasters and remakes of games that really don't deserve it. So, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what makes a game deserving of a remake. And to do this, I'm going to start by talking about a game that really doesn't deserve to get remade, but everyone constantly goes on about it. Snake Eater. Now, before you all start panicking, let's talk for a second. What really constitutes a need for a remake? I'd say a game that doesn't reach its potential due to lack of, let's say, poor directing. Well, not lack of poor directing, but too much poor directing, or the technology holding it back. None of that is the case here with Snake Eater. Snake Eater is a game that seeks to achieve, it achieves everything it wants to. You have a gripping story told through full-length cinematic cutscenes. You have gripping gameplay with a variety of different situations, whether you're trapped in a dark cave trying to survive, not starve and get lost. It has gripping boss fights. You fight a guy that shoots bees, you fight Volgan. Each of them have their own dynamic strategies and tactics you need to go about in order to survive them. It has that unique brand of stealth you only find in a Metal Gear game. It has everything that you want out of a Metal Gear game. Look anywhere online and you will see that Snake Eater is believed not only to be one of the best Metal Gear games, but one of the greatest games ever made. And it's no wonder why. The game is so intricate and detailed that what you just finished looking at was a man wearing a crocodile mask, swimming underwater and convincing enemies from up above that he was just a crocodile in order to get by. This is creative stealth you don't see anywhere else. So, if a game like Snake Eater, that's phenomenal, doesn't deserve to get remade, let's talk about some games that do.
De La Paz is the one who gave us this mission, right?
I guess.
I'll put her on.
Snake!
Paz, where are you?
Ciudad Colon. A school. The teacher told me to stay here until things quiet down.
You were lucky. We'll meet again.
Gotta take pictures of birds.
Birds?
Yeah, quetzals.
You've got no telephoto lens. How do you get your shots?
Telephotos for amateurs. It's all in the timing.
Oh,
Let me smoke
okay.
too.
We can talk until I finish this. Chico!
Tell me what's going on here.
This place is crawling with soldiers. They don't look like private security. More like
Half of me belongs to the boss.
Do you love her?
No, nothing like that.
Do you hate her?
Does it have to be one or the other? Love or hate?
Between a man and a woman? You bet.
Let me make it clear. I'm not trying to say Peace Walker is a bad game. It's a fantastic game. In fact, it's up there for one of the best Metal Gears in my book, and you can find, I believe the channel's called Lamboot or something like that, but there's people out there that make really strong cases for why Peace Walker is actually the best Metal Gear. I'm saying that for a game that came out many years after Snake Eater, it's really lacking in the delivery of everything it's trying to do. The stealth is very simplistic. There's not all these cool features like you get in Snake Eater or even 5, and it's because it was held back by the technology of the PSP. Now, for a PSP game, it's great, yes, but I think if it were to be remade on the PlayStation 4, or dare I say PlayStation 5, we'd see some crazy stuff come out of this. This game had a crazy selection of guns, a genuine and heartfelt story that competes with even the likes of Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and 1, and some balls to the walls boss fights that are on par with even the best boss fights in any other Metal Gear, whether it's the Liquid Snake boss fight from 4, the Ray boss fight, the Solidus boss fight, the fights against the boss. Fighting Peace Walker and the other AI components is an experience, to say the least. However, even though Peace Walker delivers, it's held back by the technology it was released on. And that's why I believe, rather than Snake Eater, we should be focusing on a remake, not remaster, remake of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker for current gen consoles. Now, I could spend a lot of time talking about how Metal Gear Solid 5 also deserves a remake, and with rumors of Demon Edition coming out, that might very well be the case, but it suits everything we've been talking about. It's a game that was held back rather than by technology, by poor directing, and Kojima fucking around and wasting money. So a game like Metal Gear Solid 5, even though many argue Snake Eater is better, and I agree, objectively that is, it still doesn't change the fact that Metal Gear Solid 5 deserves the remake more to become the game it was meant to become. So there's two examples, Peace Walker being held back by technology, and then Metal Gear Solid 5 being held back by poor handling. Well, I could end this all right here. I don't want to keep this video too Metal Gear centric, so while it was difficult for me to find another example I was passionate about, I managed to do so with another game series. Another example of what dictates or what pushes a game to need a remake wouldn't just necessarily be lack of technology or lack of directing, but also lack of time and budget. Great games that don't necessarily make the cut simply because there was not enough resources put into it. And one could say that's the case with Metal Gear Solid 5, but I'd argue that's still more poor directing. However, a perfect example of not having enough budget or time would be Devil May Cry 4. Now, while I could go on for an hour talking about how stupid gyro blades are, I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to talk about what puts this game a rung below in comparison to others in the series: map design. Now, I'm going to show a few clips, and the gameplay in Devil May Cry is very repetitive, so where you are, how it looks, and how it all comes together and feels and complements the combat is important. Otherwise, you're just mashing a bunch of buttons in insane looking areas and you get very tired of the game very fast. So rather than focusing on whether it's a boss fight or just fighting normal guys, just focus on the scenery between Devil May Cry 3 and Devil May Cry 4. Now, when looking at both these games, one could make a strong argument how Devil May Cry 4's combat looks better. Because in many ways it's an improved combat system. However, they lacked the budget to create the same kind of ingenious environments, puzzles, and variation in their gameplay as Devil May Cry 3 had. And I hope those little cuts showed you. And I'm not saying in any way that Devil May Cry 4 is a bad game. It's just hard to play because of these poorly designed levels and overused bosses. The story is fantastic. You get some of the best Dante moments in the series. However, it's hard for me to pick this game up and play it as easily as Devil May Cry 3 or 5 because it just feels so repetitive and bland. So that's why I would argue this game here is more deserving of a remake or remaster than Devil May Cry 3, even though a lot of people would argue they would want that and better graphics similar to Snake Eater. So I guess in conclusion, my point would be that it's not necessarily the age and nostalgia that should warrant a remake of a game. A remake of a game should be like what they did with Resident Evil 2. They looked at something that was limited by a factor, whether it be the budget, poor directing, or the technology holding it back. They looked at it, they said, okay, we could accomplish the vision we failed to achieve now. And I feel that Devil May Cry 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker would all be worthy of such treatment. But yeah, this has been Pliskin. I hope I don't know, gave you a better perspective on remakes and remasters, because I'm really tired of people just saying, oh yeah, this game was great, I want it in HD. It's like, it's about more than that. So hopefully I convince some of you that watch this video to see it that way, and we can start demanding the games that really deserve to be remastered, or remade, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this has been Pliskin, over and out.